Hi there, I'm Aria, and welcome to week 7 of The Artist's Way, where I share my notes and little insightful tidbits, and we go through this chapter together. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you aren't, welcome back. And before we begin, I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching this series so far. And if you're on the wrong video in the wrong week, then I will link all the other weeks down below in the description box so you can get caught up. So without further ado, let's get started. So week 7 is all about recovering a sense of connection. So I'll go ahead and read the little synopsis for you. This week, we turn to the practice of right attitudes for creativity. The emphasis is on your receptive as well as active skills. The essays, exercises, and tasks aim at excavating ideas of genuine creative interest as you connect with your personal dreams. Isn't that wonderful? Kind of going ahead and being able to connect to your personal dreams and what you want to do creatively. That's wonderful for me as well. So the biggest thing that really stood out to me for this week is part of this really long blip in the listening portion. So I'll go ahead and read that for you. If we are trying to think something up, we are straining to reach for something that is just beyond our grasp, up there in the stratosphere where art lives on high. When we get something down, there is no strain. We're doing nothing. What? Hold on. We're not doing nothing. We're not doing, we're getting. Someone or something else is doing the doing. Instead of reaching for inventions, we are engaged in listening. So that is something that really resonated with me this week, because as I think about, instances where I've strained to get things done, I always find that even if I get it done, it might take even longer versus just when I let things flow organically and naturally. And I hope that the same thing really adheres to you two and what you've experienced. So here's the next one. Once you accept that it is natural to create, because no matter what, even if you don't view yourself as a creative, you are creating, you can begin to accept a second idea, that the creator will hand you whatever you need for the project. Wow. I'll read a bit further. The minute you are willing to accept the help of this collaborator, you will see useful bits of help everywhere in your life. It's kind of like when you decide that you want a car and you want a certain model of a car, and then all of a sudden when you're driving down the street, you see all of these different models, and you see this all the time, like the same exact model that you want, even sometimes down to the color. It's like when you really figure out what you want, then that appears in your life. So that's part of, synchronicity. Here's another one. Learn to accept the possibility that the universe is helping you with what you're doing, all right? Become willing to see the hand of God and accept it as a friend's offer to help with what you're doing. So be grateful for all the different synchronicities in your life and be open to them, because you never know. There are times when you're so focused on getting what you want that you're not able to be open and look at the world around you, when really that's what you should be doing. You should stay open, you should stay receptive. And when you're receptive, then those other blessings come into your life and you see them and you receive them. Wow, so this one is a biggie. Perfectionism is a refusal to let yourself move ahead. It is a loop, an obsessive, debilitating closed system that causes you to get stuck in the details of what you are writing or painting or making and lose sight of the whole, instead of creating freely and allowing errors to reveal themselves later as insights we often get mirrored in getting the details right. So oftentimes with perfectionism, you always say, okay, so I'll wait until I get this perfectly just right. In other words, it's like I'll wait perfectly to post. I'll wait perfect until things are perfect to write. I'll wait until something's perfect in order to present this project. And when you're doing that, you are essentially blocking yourself from learning those insights that are so important. Because at the end of the day, nothing is really perfect in this life that we have. Even something that you view as perfect, someone else might view it and say, no, it's not perfect. So even if you view that something's perfect in your eyes, everyone is like, perfection is subjective. It really is. So it's better for you to just go out and do something with all of your strength, with your all, and not worry about whether or not the finished product is perfect or not. Of course, you try your best, but let's not strive for perfection, guys. It's not worth it. So that was a huge, huge lesson that I learned for this week, and I really hope that that was something that, resonated with you as well. The next one, ooh. Jealousy is always a mask for fear. Fear that we aren't able to get what we want. Frustration that someone else seems to be getting what is rightfully ours, even if we are too frightened to reach for it. So, what I feel about that is, jealousy and admiration, and it's a bit of a line there, because sometimes you might say that you're admiring something, but really at the same time, you really wish that you had what they had. And how I really feel about that is that what is meant for you will come for you, and you should just be happy with what you have and strive to do things and receive things that are specific to your life versus trying to, compare and say that I want exactly that person's life, because no, you don't. You really don't. And you have the life that is owed to you, and that is the life that you're supposed to live, and live it the best way that you can. So that was really one of the last kind of insightful quotes that I've really looked at for this chapter. Besides that, this week has been really great, going through the tasks, and has really helped a lot, especially the first task, which is make this phrase a mantra. Treating myself like a precious object will make me strong. And sometimes you think that it's the opposite, where if you treat yourself, where you're like, okay, I can tough it out, I can do this, I can get through this. But really, that's kind of breaking you down a bit. Treat yourself as something precious, because when you treat yourself as something precious, and then you become stronger. All right. So that's something that you should do. And I hope you agree with me. And if not, then that's fine. You can, reveal that down in the comments below. But I've always thought that treat yourself as something precious and something that is really, really special to you, versus just going out and basically banging up your psyche. That's not going to do anything for anyone, and it's not doing you any favors either. So another task that I really love to do was creating a wonderful smell in your home. I like cooking. I tried baking last week. That was really, really fun. So I did that once again this week. All right. And checking in. Let's all check in together. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? I did mine. And did you do your artist date this week? Yes, I did. I hope you did yours as well. And did you experience any synchronicity this week? Yes, I did. And were there any other issues? Nope. I think I'm kind of going over the hump and really of the past few weeks, and I'm kind of getting into the groove of things, and I really hope you are too. So with that leaves me with finishing all my notes for this week, and I really hope that you enjoyed that. And before I leave today, let's go into week 8. So week 8 is going to be about recovering a sense of strength. So it says, this week tackles another major creative block, time. You will explore the ways in which you have used your perception of time to preclude taking creative risks. You will identify immediate and practical changes that you can make in your current life. You will excavate the early conditioning that may have encouraged you to settle for far less than you desire creatively. So that is going to be a doozy. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you're looking forward to it as well. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is, wherever you are. And I will see you next week. Bye.